racial unrest by breaking windows and writing on walls and provoking a violent response, possibly from other groups in the area. But his association is with a group called the Aryan Cowboy Brotherhood, and they are clearly responsible for promoting and stoking violence. There have been past instances in Minnesota where they've attacked, I believe, a young Muslim woman who was racially harassed by a group of, I think it was motorcycle club members wearing insignia associated with this particular hate group. So what it does is it reveals through evidence that the protesters themselves were not initially violent, but the actions of this umbrella man caused much of the violence and rioting that did take place for what were otherwise very peaceful protests.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah.
If I can, I'm just going to go to Adrienne. Adrienne, no doubt there has been probably just a little bit of violence on the part of some, fringe elements within even the protest movement. But nevertheless, as I said, the way it's all being presented to as a narrative, even of, Attorney General Barr saying that, what was happening in Portland was an attack, an assault, I think, on the government of the United States. Those sorts of terms do not really talk then about white supremacy, do they?
Well, first of all, I think there's a problem with the use of the word violent, right? Violence demands bodily injury. So even talking about rioting, that's property damage. It's not violence. And number two, it is very important that people are sabotaging peaceful protests in order to stoke dissent. It's very concerning because the government does portray protesters as if they are inherently rioters, and they are not. And this is not unusual for the American culture, but it is problematic for people who are trying to protest against